Hi everyone. I hope all of you are staying safe and keeping all the social distancing, physical distancing that is required. Coronavirus is a pandemic that has created a lot of anxiety and fear in the minds of everyone across age, culture, cities, countries worldwide. This is a very new form of pandemic that we all are facing. It spreads through a touch. It spreads through touching even surfaces. So there is so much that is inclusive in this virus. This, Hi, I'm Dr. Nidhi Garg. I have done my PhD on mental well-being, and therefore I am here to help you deal with this kind of anxiety that can hamper you from that can prevent you from this kind of mental trauma. Mental health is very important. What you think is what you become. Anxiety is a production of all you thinking and fearing about. It is an output of the machine that is working in all of us, the brain, the mental. So, if we talk about coronavirus creating anxiety, what kind of anxiety are you all going through? First of all, it is a fear of losing your own life, then losing the life of your near and dear ones, or being affected also. So, we all are taking the precautionary measures that are required by us. What what could be the consequences of this kind of anxiety that you feel? It could lead to a lot of things, from if we start looking at our body, from head to toe. What can this anxiety cause? First, coming to our head, it can create a lot of depression, stress, irritability, headaches, starting from mild to severe, um, coming down to your lungs, it can cause breathing problems, heart pounding. You can feel that you you are unable to work as you are usually able to work. Then coming down to your stomach area, you can get diarrhea, nausea, constipation, different kind of physical health disturbances. Then coming down, you can feel a lack of sexual desire, and in the women, it can cause hamper to the menstrual cycle. Then it can also cause muscle pains, tensed muscles, which can lead to painful body aches, and similarly, you can have several other problems. Coming to, you know, there are some diseases which are called psychosomatic diseases, which show that you have a physical ailment, but there is no physical cause behind it. So, all these psychosomatic disorders are due to stress, due to anxiety, or due to depression, any of these mental problems that one can face. Now, to deal with these anxiety, stress, depression in this hour, what should you be doing? I'm going to tell you things that you should follow, and it is easy to follow. Like, you can start with breathing exercises. There is a formula called 478 breathing exercise, in which you breathe in with the count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold to the count of 7 and release to the count of 8, 1, 2, and so on to 8. So, this breathing exercise also helps people who suffer from insomnia. Okay, so it is it is deep breathing exercises which relaxes all your muscles and helps you also in falling asleep. Therefore, I would recommend that you all should do this breathing exercises, no matter if you're facing more anxiety or less anxiety, but it will help you relax. Or even if you don't want to go by a count, just do deep breathing exercises. Sit in a place or lie down wherever you are comfortable, and you can follow these breathing exercises. Yoga is an ancient therapy that has been used in the Indian country, in India, and we all are very much aware of it, but we, we probably choose to gymming than yoga, but yoga helps in the mental rejuvenation. So, all these pranayams, all these asanas that you can follow are very important and are very healthy also. To start with, you can just do Vajrasana, Shavasana, or any of those asanas that you know of. Then, any physical activity, if you don't want to follow yoga, even if you are doing some walking, jumping, or some exercise that you are doing, will definitely help you de stress and lessen your anxiety. Then, it is very important to know what causes anxiety. Know yourself. It is very important that you should actually know what is causing you anxiety. For it can be from some trivial issues to something bigger. A fight between parents or a disagreement between two people can cause anxiety, or sometimes perfection also leads to anxiety. Some people are perfectionists. They always want to be perfect in everything that they do, and they would run around it, redoing it, and putting in a lot of struggle and effort to come out with flying colors. Sometimes your body is not able to take these kind of stress. So it is very important to draw a line and know where you can take a stress, where you cannot take a stress, or what is building anxiety. If I have to share, some people before going to the stage, they can see their palms sweating, their heart pounding. So these are some signs to note that when you are feeling this anxiety. And if you are feeling this anxiety, it means that you need to refrain yourself from the situations that would cause anxiety. Certain other things that you can do to combat this anxiety are, um, do not overindulge into overthinking. Like in COVID 19, a lot of people are indulging into watching news for long hours continuously, and knowing the figures, that what is happening, how many people have been affected, or how many passed away. But honestly speaking, you should be updated, but you should not keep following it one after the other, because there's not much that you can do about it, and it will only rise that fear factor within you. So try and refrain yourself from watching too much news and following too much news. So if you want, you should just keep yourself updated, but do not keep over following it. It will not matter if you know it the other day, how many died or how many passed away. So it is rather depressive to know that how many people are dying. So refrain yourself, watch the news, keep yourself updated, about the instructions, about the government policies, but do not overindulge yourself. Then do not get into any arguments, try and avoid. People are calling me up and saying that they are feeling bored, they are feeling lonely, and they are unable to move out of their house, which is causing a lot of unhappiness within themselves. But honestly speaking, if you remember the times when we were busier, we were going out of the house and working too much, we still were complaining that we do not get time for ourselves. We do not get time to do things that we really want to do. But this is an opportunity for you to do those things, to relive your hobbies, to manage your relationships that were setting apart. You have time for each other, for knowing each other, loving each other. So make the best use of whatever you have. We can be a complaint box all our life, complaining about each and everything that we are going through or we are facing. But always try and change your attitude towards optimism. Once you try to see the benefits of being in the situation that you are, you will definitely like to live it. So, see, it is the thoughts, it is what you think is what you become. So, and thought is something that you can change. So, you need not stick to a thought pattern that was given or adopted by you at certain point of time. It can always be changed. There are so many things, there are so many hobbies that you can pursue. First of all, I think you all should start loving yourself. That is something we majorly lack at. Why? Because we are always trying to prove a point, become something, become famous, become successful, achieve certain goals. We always are in that race, that we are achieving this, we are achieving that. But this is the time when you can take a step back and rather appreciate yourself, love yourself for who you are, rather than being on that rat race, proving yourself all the time. You need not. Do creative things, whatever you like, you love, and you haven't been able to find time for it. Then, if I think about the age groups that can be affected by anxiety, it is something that will affect anyone and everyone, from married to unmarried, from kids to youngsters, from youngsters to adults and adults to elderly. Why? Because each stage has their own, like if we take a example, we take an example of these kids. They also go to kindergarten, they study, they have a routine, and now they are stuck up at home. So obviously they are also feeling some major change in their lifestyle and their routine work. The the adults used to go to office, so they are being affected. Even the young children who used to go to school or college to stay back at home, not meeting their friends. A lot of extroverts have been complaining that we have to sit at home, we cannot party, we cannot go out, we cannot meet people. So, definitely, the different personalities are also facing a problem of sitting back home and doing things that they were usually not doing. Um, a new side is also that I'm getting a lot of calls from the couples who love each other and want to die for each other for 7 janams, are finding it difficult to stay for a month or two together. On a lighter note, I would just want to tell you that, see, there there is some love and respect that brought you together, and right now there's a lot of stress that both of you are facing. Rather than finding faults between each other or in each other, it's important to know the stresses and show your love for each other. You must not have spent so much time together. Probably after your honeymoon, this is the second honeymoon that you would be living together for so long. So it's important to enjoy that time, live that time, and appreciate each other rather than creating a fuss about the whole thing. See, the women are also very stressed, even though they are housewives, homemakers, or they are working online, because there are no household helps. They have a major complaint that they are always doing the household chores. And in the Indian family system, I think we have major problem of eating three full meals. So it is very difficult for the women to be always cooking and looking after the kids and the other household work. So be a companion, be a help to her, and try and share her responsibilities, which is very important. There are a lot of people who are complaining about loneliness. Loneliness, see, there are two things. One is isolation, the other is loneliness. Isolation is something that people feel when they keep themselves isolated, confine them to one house, have no friends, and have no family or relatives to visit or talk to. But when we are talking about loneliness, you usually feel loneliness when you have friends, you have family members, you have people to go out and reach out, but you are still feeling lonely because you are not able to, you still want more people. You still want more people to reach out to. And and you are never content with how many you have, because you're not sure that they'll always be there with you. So if you are facing any kind of loneliness, reach out to people, talk it out, reach out for professional help also, or reach out to your friends that you can talk and be there with them. Don't always have this anxiety that you'll be judged. Everyone is perfect and full of flaws also. We all are perfect in our own eyes, but we all have our own flaws. And that is the beauty of human being, because every human being is unique. We all are unique in our own ways, and that is why we all are different. And that is why the attraction also happens, because we all are different. So it is important to that realize that we all are different, and we can have loneliness, and we can still reach out to a lot of people. Then if I talk about, a lot of people are away from um, their partners because of the lockdown. They could not move in, or people who are in a relationship but are not married and are feeling that they are not able to spend time to each other, and they have this fear also that they might lose their partner, or there is a betrayal issue also. But i I think we are among those people who live in this blessed um, time zone, where we have this virtual platform where we can reach out to each other. You can talk, you can reach out, you can see each other. So use it, frame of mind. And um, this loneliness, this fear of loneliness, is also known as autophobia, where you're feeling lonely no matter you have friends and family, and you have people around you. So this can be dealt by expressing it, dealing with it, knowing it, and knowing where you need to put a full stop. So I have got a message from Surya Mishra. Thanks a lot, Nadigar. You are such an angel. I'm not asking this for myself, but I have been asked this. What if I'm living with my family and I don't get along? During the lockdown, we are forced to be together, and it intensifies the conflict. What should I do? So, see, there are two perspectives of looking at this situation. One, this is an opportunity for you to discuss, talk it out, listen and understand to their perspective, and they would also give an ear to your perspective, right? Because see, there is problems, but not nec- but it is not necessary that you always continue with that problem. There can always to these problems. Why do we have to be always problem oriented? We can be solution oriented and we can see solutions if we really want to see a solution. I do not think that problems cannot have solutions. There can be solutions which are good, better, best. You need to choose what you have to choose. If you still feel that you do not think that they will give you an ear, or they cannot understand what you're saying, you can still reach a mid pathway where you can understand their requirements during the lockdown, and they can understand, and you can work on this mutual benefit program where they are able to provide you for whatever you want, and you are able to provide them, and work together for this lockdown period. Or the third option is that you do your way, go their way, in the sense that you're doing your work, they're doing their work, and you just survive through this lockdown. But I would always suggest that you can talk it out. Parents are parents, family is family, and they will listen to you, and you can always reach a solution. It could be difficult, but it is never impossible. Impossible says I am possible. And so, any other questions you have, please keep pouring in about the questions if you have any, and we can discuss those questions. There's a question by Pallab Das. It is surely an emotionally draining time where we constantly are thinking something or the other. In this process, our emotions isolate. Is there a way to deal with mood swings during this time of lockdown? Definitely, Pallab, you can deal with these mood swings. I understand that it is an emotional draining time, but only if you have that perspective. If you engage yourself in creativity, in some physical exercise, or into reading, it will not be an emotionally draining thing. And to deal with all these mood swings that people are having, try and indulge yourself into a hobby that you have always follow. If you have always wanted to do this thing, we always had this excuse during our regular lifestyle that I don't get time for myself, do not get time for my hobbies, or I do not get time for this something that I wanted to read. But now is the time that you can fulfill all those desires that you had. So why not go ahead, fulfill that, and feel accomplished? One should always be a learner. If you are a learner throughout your life, you will always be knowing, and that sense of achievement makes you feel good. More than anything else, you will always have a positive feeling that I learned this. For an example, I am not much into cooking, honestly. I got into my profession and everything, but nowadays I am spending time in the kitchen. I am cooking something new every day, and not every day, alternate days. But yeah, it makes me feel good that I'm still be able to cook well. So just try and inculcate or learn a uh, new skill. And again, we are blessed to be born and stuck up in this pandemic during the time when we have this social media, we have YouTube, we have so much that you can learn. You can do a course online if you want. So just, you have to have that desire to learn. If you have that desire to learn, you can sit at home and you can learn. So if you do something like that, you will never feel that you're emotionally drained, or you're having a mood swing. And you always have your friends and relatives that you can reach out to, you can talk out, you can see them and discuss about your problems or reach out to some professional help. There is another question, Shweta Mishra. Being home all day has led to one major issue. We spend most of our time in the bed. It definitely leads to anxiety because the productivity goes down. What to do? Um, I don't think I have been spending time on the bed, but yeah, if you have been spending time on the bed, um, or people who are spending time more on the bed, so it is time to take, see some, what happens, there is a problem, there is an issue, there is an anxiety for a certain thing. So you need to um, identify that, is this making you feel good or is it making you feel bad? When you have that feeling that is not good, or which is making you feel bad, or you are feeling low because of certain action of yours, so it is time to change that action. If someone, like we suggest a lot of people when they are under a lot of anger and they are furious, that you just change your environment, go away. So similarly is what I'm trying to tell you, that if you're doing something and you're not feeling good about it, it means it needs to be changed. It needs to go get into something else. The whole energy needs to be utilized, because you are somewhere feeling guilty that my whole day was wasted on the bed. So it is time to choose a thing that you like, and always with something that really interests you and is something that you really like. So, if you start from the thing that you really like, then you will always feel better, and that will be an encouragement to move ahead. So that is something which, Shweta, you should follow and start doing something that really interests you, and for which you will feel encouraged and motivated to move out of your bed and do things. Any more questions? Anything else that anyone has, they can pour in. Rest, from my side, I think it's important to stay safe and try and engage yourself in things that make you positive and optimistic in life, because there will be a number of problems in life that would come. Even if we were not facing this pandemic, we might be in some other situation which had its own challenges, if not problems. So we have to anyway deal with it and go ahead in life. We cannot stop by and think that, oh, it's not working. So one should have an attitude to improve oneself and go ahead in life, not to stand still and think that, oh, um, this is not going to help. Yeah, Surya, I think I've answered your question. You asked about um, that if I'm stuck with my family and I don't get along during lockdown, we are forced to be together and it intensifies conflict. So I told you that you can either talk it out to them, reach out to a mid path, and they are there to help you and you are there to help them, and be engrossed in the things that you like, and do not interfere or trigger any kind of conflict, and they should also not trigger any kind of conflict, and that can happen only if you have a mutual understanding that, okay, I am doing my bit and you're doing your bit. So that is what you can do. That is one of the best solutions that you can reach out to, rather than getting into conflict every day. Both have to behave maturely and understanding each other's constraint. So that is what best you can do. Any other questions? Well, I don't have any more questions, but all I would want to say that be safe, be happy, be optimistic, and utilize this time to your best, where you are able to do things which probably you were not able to do all these years, and this is the time and opportunity to do those things which you have been longing to do. Maybe read a book, watch a movie, or listening to music. Like, I really like old Bollywood music, so I've been listening to old Bollywood music a lot, which helps me. And do some physical exercise. What new have you been trying during the lockdown? I did share that I have been cooking, and thankfully it has turned out to be good. And so, yeah, that's what I had. A couple of books that I had not read, and I wanted to read, so I completed those two books. And I think, yeah, that these are the two things that I did. I have been walking a lot. Thankfully, I have area around my house that I can walk. So I have been walking a lot. So that is a physical exercise that I have put in my daily routine. So that is helping me. And yeah, I think these three for now. Maybe if this lockdown, and I think this lockdown is going to go further, so maybe some more might add to this list, but right now only this. So Gulrez Nazir Khan has a question. Dear doctor, how to make children's in home to be more happy, because nowadays they understand corona, lockdown, etc. in precise manner in their minds more frequently than us. See, Gulrez, kids or children always like activity oriented learning. Anything that you get involved with them, they will always enjoy. Um, Maybe it could be something lame, like making that aeroplane with the paper that we used to make and flying it around the house, which is not harmful, not injurious, and it helps them do some origami, is very helpful. Maybe watercolors. Um, if you have some space, you can just fill those artificial pools that we pump with air, or maybe a tub with water, and the children can play in that, or anything that is based out of anything that is activity based, where they are coloring, or you can make them a part of you know uh, this cooking, where there is no fire involved, like making sandwiches, or washing these vegetables or fruits. So anything that, it could be a simple activity, but it is just how you fill that, how much enthusiasm you show during doing that activity. It could be some lame activity also, Gulre, but if you're doing it with a lot of enthusiasm, the kid is going to enjoy, you're going to enjoy, and they're also learning in the process. Laying the table, it's a small activity, but if you teach them, okay, there has to be a plate, there has to be a spoon, there has to be a bowl and a glass on the side, which side, right or left. These are small things, and small things that according to the age, I don't know which age group are you talking about, but all these small little activities will really help them. And you must have seen all these kids, I'm talking about below 6 years, they are always inclined towards doing household activities, because they're seeing their mothers or the maids doing all these household work. So you can ask them to do the dusting also, which will really help them. And so all these small little activities which will make them very happy and you very happy. So, and always have this goal, thinking that if you do this, then you have a small chocolate or a lollipop or anything. Cook something good for them, so it really encourages the kid to be involved. I hope I've answered. And there's another question by Nirmalaya Kanungo. How to manage emotional stress when someone is facing issues both at personal and professional level? See, Nirmala, this is a question that is a day-to-day problem that a lot of people are facing. That you have a personal issue and you have a professional issue. See, I'll just give you a vague answer because I don't know what is the real issue. When I am dealing with a patient or a client, we try to go to the background, know the personal issue, know where the professional issue is coming from, and then we have a lot of background history that goes into, and then we reach out to conclusions. But as vaguely, I can reply to this is, see, stress is a part of life. There are two kinds of stress: eustress and stress. Eustress is positive stress that helps you keep in life. Really, example, all these kids, the stress that they feel to perform better, okay, that that stress is a good stress. Last minute they will be studying, they will be completing their courses. That is a good stress. And a negative stress is a stress that uh, hinders you from doing your activities as um, as nicely as you were doing. Something that you were able to perform better, but you're not able to perform now because you are under a lot of stress from personal and professional level. See, try and break down things. Whatever your personal issue is, because I don't know, whatever your personal issue is, try and not mingle these two things, personal and professional. It has to be kept separately because these are the two different spheres of everyone's life in today's time. So one needs to understand, where is that stress coming from? How can you deal with it? What is the solution that you can reach out to? If it's a personal issue, I'm sure it is with either your family members or your friend or your partner. So it is important to discuss, to talk it out, to understand. See, there would see you can not expect the other person to be doing things you want them. Brought up in a certain way, your partner has been brought up in a certain way. So you both cannot always have the same mindset, same thought process, or same upbringing. So there will definitely be differences between between partners, between your parents and you yourself, between the siblings, because we all have our own personality. So you always have to understand where the problem is coming from, discuss the problem with the other person, try and change a bit, and that will encourage the other person also to change a bit. But you cannot expect the other person to change overnight or you being changed. But you can always reach a mid path and always understand why is it coming from or where is it coming from. Professional issue, there could be a professional issue, there could be deadlines, there could be meetings, there is, but always understand where you need to draw the line. Just because you have high professional aspirations, you don't want to ruin your personal life. At the end of it, we all want a happy life, a content life, and we need to know what importance we give to each thing. And that is how, if we frame our life, we will be more happier. We all don't be on the you know on our deathbeds and thinking that I wish I had not worked so much, I wish I had given him another chance, I wish I had understood his point. Let's do it before it's too late. Let's understand each other before it just gets messier. So give that room to the other person himself. Always try and gain that trust that other person is able to give you that ear. At professional level, try and have uh, those achievement level, you think you can easily and mm, and you are able to prioritize what you want to prioritize in life. Prioritizing is very important because otherwise we all tend to mess up our lives because we want everything, but everything is not possible. We need to decide what we want when, and accordingly, if we work, we are able to work in a better and smoother way, I would say. So, and Nirmala, Nirmalaya, it's important that you have certain stress busters in life, where you are able to, self-talk is very important, where you are able to talk and connect with yourself and know yourself and know that that issue is what you are facing and where is it coming from, and try and love yourself for who you are. Don't put yourself on the on that rat race where you are always trying to be the best or the perfect one. A happy life, a peaceful life is much better than life according to people around you or according to the standards that we all have built. This is what you should have, then only you are successful. So have a hobby, to to focus on something else, and do things that make you happy. That is most important, I guess. More questions? Anything else that you would like to discuss? COVID-19 pandemic is a tough time for everyone. So we all need to mellow down a little, not getting hyper, be happier, and happier enjoy personally, not necessarily if you are doing something or achieving something is what makes you happy. No, it doesn't make you happy. Only things that you associate with and you put all your attention and you think that it is important, then only it is important. Nothing is important in life till we start focusing on it or we try to add all attention to it. So make things and people important in life more important than your mental health. Do things that keep you peaceful and stress free. That's something that I would want to say, that each of you, whether it is in this situation or in any other situation, it is very important to be happy and content in life. So any questions, you can reach out to me, and thank you everyone for listening and giving your time to me. I am really grateful to Galerio, Sunshine by Galerio, for giving me this opportunity to be speaking and connecting to all of you. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Keep the physical distance and not the social and emotional distance, because we all can keep in touch, all can talk it out, and be happier people in life. Thank you so much, and loads of love. Please be safe. Thank you.